Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Rednesday, Wednesday the 16th, 2022, Rednesday. And if you've never been here before, this is where we talk about the Chicago outfit while we're in Las Vegas and Florida and wherever you guys are, because you're the show. Welcome back. It's Mob Vlog. Hey, it's Red Wemette. How are you today, Red?
I am doing well. We're having good weather. I'm happy.
Well, there's nothing better than happiness
by the way,
and good weather.
What's your name? I forgot his name. Son of a gun. Rob.
Are we having a senior moment, Red?
No, yeah, we are. We are. I was talking to him. I'll talk about it later. That's okay.
All right. Let me know when you want to get back to that. Oh my gosh.
I'll send you a postcard. I'll send you a postcard, guy.
Please do. Just send me a telegram when you get to it, okay? I'll be looking for that Western Union to come over to the house.
That'll be long as the postcard.
Anthony DiMartini, you did a fantastic job on Red's new intro. Check it out.
For years, he was an informant spilling the secrets of the Chicago mob to the FBI. The story of Red Wemette.
I was told by some people at the time that he put out $1 million contract on my head.
That's pretty cool. That was a really good job, Anthony. It looks good. Red's got something for his channel now.
Anthony, he's terrific. He's a terrific guy. He really is.
We're going to have to go through what the intro is for Mob Vlog one day. There's 50 pictures in that, whatever that is, 5 seconds. It's like 50 pictures. No,
it comes across.
There's 30 seconds to a frame, or 30 frames to a second, rather. And each, it's like
something about my senior moments. You talk about my senior moments.
So maybe five frames to each picture, but there's so many people in there. It's unbelievable. But anyway, that's a great job, Anthony. We're here though today to talk about Marshall Caifano. Marshall Caifano. So who exactly was Marshall Caifano? And the truth of the matter is, I have no idea, because if you guys haven't been to this channel before, you know I know absolutely nothing about the Chicago outfit, except what I was told in a script when I started doing the Vegas mob tour. Swear to God. I swear to God, okay? A guy called me the other day, he started talking all these names and shit on the phone. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm like, what's this guy? No, seriously, some of this, and I don't, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know, but that's why we're here. We're here to learn, right? So, what the hell? Let's find out.
Taking it back to him.
Well, I didn't know I did not know that Marshall Caifano was in the. Now, listen, I know a lot about the Vegas mob and Bugsy Siegel, and we talk about him being killed in the mob tour. Look, I didn't know Marshall Caifano was in Virginia Hills Mansion that day until last night when Red and I were sitting here and I was for the first time reading about Marshall Caifano. You believe this crap, guys?
I heard it years ago, and it was like, it wasn't important to me.
Oh my gosh. That's why I like this channel. That's why I like you guys. That's why I like doing this. And I'm telling you what, I blocked off my Wednesdays now for the next few months. Every Wednesday is blocked off to do this. We did it for a year last year, and it's been so much fun. And not only that, I've gotten to meet so many of you. It's just like I just want to do it now. It's crazy, but I want to do it. So anyway, yeah, we're there we go. So that's the problem. I'm sorry, I'm just talking because I'm trying to access a hard drive I can't access right now.
Okay.
So I guess we're not gonna be using those photos during the show today. Unless I'm gonna get up and work on my computer right now, which is not gonna happen. So let's say hello to you guys. If you're new here, jump ahead a few minutes and we'll get into the meat of the conversation, but we're going to say hi to everybody who's here because I can't not say hi to you guys. Ready for this, Red?
Oh, yeah.
Brian Glade has been here since last night, sitting on the damn video waiting for it to start. So, Brian, thanks for hanging out for 24 hours. And I actually thought of putting the suit on. Okay, I was going to wear the suit today. And then I said, wait a second. What about the after party, right? The after party. So I'm going to get some Liberace crazy crap on you guys. Oh, yeah, just wait. Just wait till you see what's in a magician's wardrobe. Holy cow. Sean Pender, it's good to see you. And if you guys are looking for the after party, look in the description down below. You can click on the link. It'll start about 10 minutes after we finish today. John Wallace from Albuquerque, Frank Ferraro, Bobby Bag of Donuts. I was going to say Baggy Baba Donuts, but
Adam the Butcher.
Yeah, man, I could screw up. Never mind. Joe Clark, Scott H. You know I was going to say it. I'm not saying it. John Kelly Heroes.
Generals.
Exactly. Russian peanuts. What? Jason Zach, Brian Glade, Keith Helton, Chicago Joe, David Grimpy. Stop sending me pictures of you on vacation. You're making me jealous, Dave. Really, seriously. The guy's laying in a clamshell. He sent me a picture. He's laying in his clamshell, sunbathing. Got a big old belly. You got to do the keto like me, Dave. Come on now. I'm down 15 pounds. Hooah! That's what I'm talking about.
There's G Money.
G Money, Chicago Joe. Let's see. Arthur Stewell. All you guys. Jim Magnifici. Eric Epstein. Good to see you. Joey Iupa's here. Leanne rolling along. Frank. Oh, boy. Here we go. This is a simple 5-letter name. I can't get that name right. Kersey. Frank Kersey. Frank Curacy. Frank. In Italian, it's got to be an I at the end. So C. It's got to be C or G. Kersey. Carisi. There's no Carisi. It's Kersey.
Kersey? Like Paul Kersey?
Manchachio di Porzalo. Hello. Could you help me out with this one? Because I happen to be stuck on it. Trace, Michael Lafigliolia, Randy Rhodes, Michael Graham, Dennis Paulson. Good to see you. Brew City 2. Holman Sanders is in the house. Street Stories. Thanks again. Misty Robka. Changed my avatar to a pic from the tour. Hey, you are in front of the casino house down there. That's awesome. Misty's in the house tonight. Luminous Grin, or today, this afternoon, wherever the heck you guys might be. Dave Pritchett. Misty was on the tour the other day. If you guys didn't catch Misty on the tour, here she is. Welcome back to Mob Vlog. Adam Flowers here, and this is Misty.
A.K.A. the Mysticutioner.
The Mysticutioner, who happens to be one of Mob Vlog's biggest fans. And today, got to do the Vegas Mob tour, and is a huge fan. So, Misty, what'd you think?
Oh, it was great. I mean, being from Chicago, this was like fucking authentic. It was amazing. Awesome. Mwah.
Thank you very much. There you have it, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Have a great day. And then Luminous Grin gets mad because he doesn't think that he could kiss me. I said, Luminous Grin, what's the matter with you, dude? Jeez, unbelievable. Whoa.
Show me the money.
That's what happens when we sell tickets at the Mob Tour. See? That's awesome. Okay. So who else is here? C. Callie, Tony Padula, Scott H. She's beautiful. See? Scott H. likes Misty too. Trail Dusty, 64's in the house. It's good to see all of you guys. And Frank Kersey said that I said his name correctly. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you. So let's get into this, Red. Who the hell's Marshall Caifano? Please do tell me.
Well, listen, do you want me to start who he is or his history or when I met him? I'll start with his history. His history was
Wherever.
he was in Chicago, and he was very close to Sam Giancana. And I think he was a 42 gang. But anyway, he was always a hitter. When he was a young kid, he was a murderer. And he rose up through the ranks. And what happened was Sam Giancana sent him out to Las Vegas to be the overseer in Las Vegas. And while he was out there, he was at one of the casinos, and he was a tough guy, real tough guy. Probably tougher than he was. But at any rate, he was talking about he was over at Binion's, and there was a guy that he owed some money. They said he was cheating at cards. And so they said, Marshall, go collect the money from the guy. The guy was Ray Ryan. Ray Ryan, he got in his car with him and he talked to him. That's what he told me, that he got in his car and he talked to him. And he told him, he said, if you give me $1 million a year, I'll let you live. He didn't come collect the 600 grand. He just gave me $1 million a year and I'll let you live. Well, Ryan got so scared. He was involved with William Holden, a lot of Hollywood actors and things like that. He was an oil well millionaire, and he ran to the FBI. Marshall got hit with the Hobbs Act, went away for 10 years to prison, and he was in the black book, obviously. But aside from that, when he got out of prison is when I met him in 1973. And he came back to Chicago, and he was thinking that he was going to get his position back. And he did not get his position back because Sam Giancana wasn't even there. So he brought Johnny Rogers with him, Alva Johnson Rogers, who was his cellmate in prison. And he helped him get some time cut off his sentence. So for that, he brought him with. Johnny Rogers was a hillbilly from Polk County, Florida. And if anybody ever went down to River Ranch or Polk County, Florida, you know what I'm talking about. He was a pyromaniac, a bank thief, and he testified in family secrets and many other trials too. He got in trouble. But Marshall was a little old man. I mean, when I met him, he was like 68 years old, and he used to walk around quietly. He talked like Peter Lorre. He talked very strange. You know, is that what that is? And he'd ask questions, and that's the way he was, very soft-spoken. I never had a hard time with him. My partner at that time, Kurt Hansen, had a hard time with him, and they went to a restaurant and talked, and he told me never to talk about it. But then Kurt called me on the phone and said, what are you trying to do, get me killed? And I said, look, I can't talk to you. I really can't talk to you. You know, there's a guy here that I promised that I would not talk to you. And if I did and heard from you, I promised him I would see you, or I would tell him. And so he went click, and I never heard from Kurt again. That was it. But Marshall, when he was with me, or I was with him, so to speak, a lot of things happened. I mean, a lot of things. He really wanted to get Ray Ryan bad. He really wanted to get him back. He wanted to kill him. And he couldn't get permission from Tony Accardo. He would not give him permission. So in lieu of that, he made a deal. And the deal he made was to set up Richard Kane at Rosie's Grill. Or they call it Rosie's Sandwich Shop. We called it Rosie's Grill on Grand Avenue. And outside was Frank Schweiss on a walkie-talkie, and another man that I thought was Harry Ailman, might not have been, I don't know, I'm not positive, but they were on walkie-talkies. And Kane pulls up, goes in, and I was driving east on Grand Avenue, and I kind of saw all this. And everybody knows the story about Richard Kane. It was 2 shotgun blasts, side-by-side barrel. And Joey Lombardo, when he gave a statement to the police, he turned around and said, I didn't see anything except the 2 big barrels. That's all I saw was those 2 big barrels. And he had Coke bottle glasses at the time, Joey did. And so it was comical the way he said it. But after that, Marshall worked very close with me. By the way, he introduced me to Tony Pellicano and several other people. One time he was in my store, and they were bombing the store next door to us, trying to put some heat on them. And we didn't know about it. Nobody knows when these things are going to happen. And he was back there with somebody else. I forget who it was, but as we walked out the door, it was like a scene out of Blazing Saddles, because we opened the door and shut it right way. The mini cameras were on. They were rolling. And he did not want to walk out into a mini camera. So he says, I think we're stuck. And I said, where's your car? And he says, right out there where the news cameras are at. He says, I'm not going out there. I said, my car's in the backyard or in the garage in the back, and go through the alley. He said, go get your car. He says, we'll see if we can get out of here. He got into my car with me, and there were 3 people in my car with me other than me. And Marshall was in the back seat, and I started pulling down the alley. And at the end of the alley, they had it blocked off. There was a police officer there, and he asked me for my ID. I gave it to him. Marshall was just sitting in the back, kind of trying to lay low. And he radioed to one of the cars, and he said, hey, guys, or whatever, police jargon. He said, do you know so-and-so? And he said, yeah, that's Red. Don't worry about him. He lives right on Wells Street. He lives right back there. So they let us pass. When they let us pass, he said to me, boy, you were good at that. Thank you. He was sweating it out. But later on, he did go and murder Ray Ryan. It was a very interesting, he was a very prolific murderer. For you people that asked earlier, he did not die in prison. One of the goofy things he did with me was he asked me to take that stolen Westinghouse stock and go get a loan on it. And I turned around and I thought about it for a while. I'm going, duh. And I said, okay, I don't think I could do that. And he said, why not? He said, you're legitimate. Nobody's going to bother you. And I said, well, I just don't think I could do it. And what I had in mind was he's never going to take a payment. These were counterfeit stocks. He was never going to make a payment. He's going to give them to the bank for collateral for $3 million. And my name's going to be on the loan. And eventually, bang, that's the end of me. So it didn't happen.
Wow.
But I have hundreds of stories about Marshall.
All right, and let's get into some of them. I want to read some comments though, and see. There's a couple things going on here in the comments that you got to hear. So, Michael LaFigliola is how I've been saying this. Don Ciccio Di Porzalo is saying it's. Hold on.
Hi, Catherine.
LaFigliola, not LaFigliola. So. Anyway, that's what I see in the comments here, and a couple of questions that are going on. So I'm gonna read this because it's Kerchi, not Kersey. It's Kerchi. Okay, so it's a little tougher than flowers. You're right, Scott. Adam, I'm gonna read this. This is the new cup. This is the new coffee cup. Adam, in Italian names, C and C are pronounced ch, ka, su, ko, and ch are pronounced with a hard C like a k from a K. And I bet you I read that whole thing incorrectly.
I'm a from Chicago.
There it is. La Filiola, not La Figliola. So I'm sorry, Michael, I've been saying it incorrectly. La Filiola. All right. Let's get back to the show. So when Marshall went away, did Jimmy Roselli replace him for in Vegas for a time?
Johnny Roselli.
Johnny, yeah. Did he?
Yes. No, it was an interim. Yes, it was an interim. He replaced him for some time. That was during the Howard Hughes thing and everything else, and the Kennedy thing, whatever. Castro, that whole mess.
Brian Glade said, Adam, start juggling. I am. I'm juggling my words. Okay. I must say, Red, most people couldn't be around guys like that and act normal and give in to you, Holman Sanders said.
You're probably right. Most guys.
So Bobby Bagadonis,
I was cut out from the job.
My last name in Italian is Fiodi. Fiodi. Now they said Fiori. In my cousins were Fioris, and then there were the Fiorios, but Fiodi. See, that sounds the d at the end sounds right. Fiodi,
like in
it sounds like Fiori though. In you know what I mean? So
like in Fifi Ferrari.
Yeah, right. So Randy Rhodes, what happened to Marshall? Well, before we talk about what happened to Marshall, let's talk about Marshall and where he's from and a little history about him. And Red has just told some pretty cool stories. And what I'd like to do now is read to you guys what it says about Marshall Caifano on Wikipedia. Let's start with that, because that information, who knows if it's right or wrong, but it says he was born in
It's
July.
pretty darn accurate. That one is pretty darn accurate. I've read it.
I mean, look, on Tupac Shakur's Wikipedia, it says that the Youngbloods, his fellow gang members, took his cremains and mixed it with marijuana and smoked them on Wikipedia. But the Youngbloods don't remember where that happened or when that happened. But hey, Red, they were high on marijuana and Tupac, apparently. All right, so Caifano was born on July 19th, 1911 in Sicily, and he immigrated to Chicago in 1920, where he became affiliated with the Chicago outfit and a mobster, Paul Rica.
Very
Paul,
close.
The waiter.
Very close. They were very close.
Caifano was a boxer in his youth. In the 1940s, Caifano was sent to Los Angeles. I just read this for the first time yesterday, the last time. Oh my God. And I talk about you stumbling on words. According to author Gus Russo, Bugsy Siegel, who was building a gambling establishment in Las Vegas, was at Virginia Hills, Beverly Hills home when Caifano associate Alan Smiley, he was with Caifano associate Alan Smiley when another man arrived. Siegel was shot to death. And soon after, Gus Greenbaum, the Chicago outfit's chief bookie, I didn't know that he was the chief, but I thought he was from New York. Greenbaum.
No, Greenbaum.
Where's Mo Sedway from? Because Mo Sedway was the other partner in there.
I don't know. I think he was from Cleveland, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. All right. So Gus Greenbaum, the Chicago's outfit's chief bookie, arrived at Siegel's Flamingo Hotel and said, "We're taking over." I write that part. In 1943, Nick Circella. Oh my God. Circella. Caifano's associate was tried for extortion of his girlfriend, Estelle Carey, who was about to testify against him until her burned and stabbed body was found later. Caifano was suspected of the murder, but the case was never solved. He was also suspected of several other unsolved killings, including the 1950 murder of former Chicago Police Lieutenant William Drury in the 1952 strangulation of mobster, quote, Russian Louis Strauss, and in the 1973 shotgun killing of police officer Richard Kane. In 1950, the outfit moved in on the business of black mobster Theodore Rowe and tried to kidnap him. But Rowe killed... Huh?
Teddy Rowe. The number's right.
Teddy Rowe. He tried to kidnap him, but Rowe killed Caifano's brother during the botched kidnapping attempt in 1951. Rowe was tried, pleaded self-defense, but a year later, Rowe was shot to death. Caifano and Giancana were questioned, but never charged. So there's a little history about him. We'll get into his prison and death a little bit later. But thank you. Circella. It's Circella. See, it sounds right. Nick Circella. Thank you, Don Ciccio di Porzallo. Why can't I see that with my brain? Circella. Circella. Because it's like a cello, except the cella. Oh man, it sounds right when it
word association.
Oh my God. Sedway was a New York City guy. Mo Dalitz was the one with the Cleveland mobs. You're right. Mo Dalitz was born 1899 on Christmas Day. I call him the Jewish Santa Claus because he was such a giving guy. I mean, he gave so much to this town, that Mo Dalitz. Unbelievable. You go on the Vegas mob tour, you hear more about Mo Dalitz. So, wow. Teddy Rowe was half Italian, he thinks.
I don't think so.
A black mobster that's half Italian, half black mob.
No,
I don't know. It could be.
He ran across one of the guys, Rica, I believe. He ran across him in prison, and he was talking to him, and he said they had the idea that they should take over the rackets or be partners with him. In the beginning, they were partners. and then all of a sudden they decided to take it over. It's like cancer. It starts here and it goes there.
Hey, Joe Colada's in the room. How's it going, Joe? I hope you're having a great day. Luminous Grin says, have a great day. Luminous Grin, I always wonder what you guys look like. We were talking about that last week. This is what Luminous Grin looks like. This is hilarious. I love this guy. This guy's awesome. Here he is. Welcome back. It's Adam and Luminous Grin.
Hey, everybody.
Prescriber since like day one. And he just did the tour. What'd you think?
The tour's awesome. You guys got to do it. It's everything about casino that you wanted to see, and it's cool to see it all.
What'd you think about Frank on the tour?
Frank's great.
See? It's almost like bringing him back to life when we did the tour.
It is. It's cool.
Anyhow, guys, please come out here and do the tour when you get a chance.
Do it.
Luminous Grin thinks it's good. It's got to be good. Thanks, dude.
See ya.
Thanks for that, Luminous Grin. You're awesome, man, for taking your time and doing that for me.
I wrote Rednesday. He also named Rednesday. And
he did. He came up with Rednesday, the name Rednesday, yeah. And
a luminous grin. He does have a luminous grin.
He doesn't he? Like a big Cheshire cat.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so if it makes you feel better, Adam, my wife cannot pronounce an Italian name to save her life. Gumph. I would reply to this, but I'm not going to because I might get in trouble. Guys, hit the like button. I don't believe that Jim Magnifici is telling us there's only 66 likes. There's 150 people in here. Come on. Hit the like button. Let's go. All right.
Hit that like button. We got to get this out there for the
holy show. Bill Mason said, I heard Marshall Caifano lived an openly gay lifestyle the last few years of his life.
Not true. Well, I don't know. No, I don't think so. And believe me, he liked young girls. I know.
Okay.
There's another story I got for you. But no, at the end of his life, I don't know. He was an old man when he got out of prison for that stock fraud in Florida. But Miami, he was actually, he wrote me a letter from West Palm Beach when he was in the correctional center there, being held for a trial.
Looks like Don Ciccio Di Porzalo agrees with your statement. He says bullshit.
Yeah, that's about the size of it, guy. Don, you're right on money.
He looks more grin than luminous. That's what Bruce City thinks about Luminous Grin. He's more grin than luminous. I don't know. I'm going to take his picture. I'm going to make it into
it's a good combination of words. It's a luminous grin.
So, Red, sometimes when we talk in the evenings and I doodle, I'm saying I'm painting, I'm making thumbnails, I'm colorizing photos. I'm having fun, right? I'm painting. I'm taking Luminous Grin's picture. I'm going to turn him into a Cheshire cat. I swear to God, dude, I'm going to do it. It'll be funny. It'll be great. And you know what?
Right below that, put it on a coffee cup, and right below that, put Rednesday.
Yes, that's hilarious.
Rednesday.
All right. We got to get back to Marshall. So, let's talk about prison and death. Okay, let's get into the prison and death. I'm just going to read what's on Wikipedia here.
If you can.
And I want to get to that John Cass article too. Why do you think Marshall disliked Kurt Hansen so much, Michael?
Because of me. I wrote about it in my book. He was trying to kill me, Kurt Hansen, and I was running around. We talked about this on one of your shows. I just kept staying at different motels and everything, moving around. And finally, I got disgusted and went over to see Marshall at the Red Fox Inn on North Avenue. And I brought him the keys and said, I'm through. I'm through with you guys. I thought you were men of honor, And he went and he said, where's your car? And we went and met Kurt. He went and met Kurt. And I went to the store. It was right down the street, the Stagecoach Inn on Wells Avenue, North Avenue in Wells. And at that point, he determined that Kurt was going to steal from him and steal from me and steal from anybody. So that's why he disliked him.
I see.
That answers your question.
I hope that answers the question, guys. Red is right. Young girls. Don Ciccio agrees with that.
Oh, yes.
All right.
He liked
okay. Somebody said it earlier in the comments. I think it was Joey Iupa. It was Joey Iupa. Was it a prerequisite that you had to be under 5'5" to get sent to Vegas? Look, look at this picture. I want to show you this picture. Now, I don't know who the guy is standing next to him. The guy might be my height. He might be your height. I don't know, but look at this. All right. Now that is a very slight man. He is not very big. The guy next to him, I'm going to guess, is maybe 6 foot, maybe 6'1". He's got to be a tall dude. But if Marshall's only 5'3", 5'4", that guy only needs to be like 5'10" to look that big next to him. He looks like a miniature person. He really does, standing next to. You guys got to agree with me on this, okay? And Tony was the little guy. This was the little guy before Tony, okay? What's the deal? You had to be under 5'4" to go to Vegas from
the guy that was standing next to him, walking him, that was taken in the police station. He was just walking him in the police station, and the guy that's standing next to him was a detective. And I saw him, and we called him the Goon of Glacamora. He was huge. He was probably, I would say, 6'3".
That's not huge.
Well, not compared to you.
That's what I'm saying. That's not huge. I look around, I'm like 6'1". I'm looking down.
And
you know
that
what
day
I mean?
it was huge. That day it was huge. He picked people up, move them around. You know?
This guy Marshall had the exact problem that I had. Okay. I was the first person to know it was raining. He was the last person to know it was raining. See what I mean? I mean, I want to say to Marshall, like, what's it like to go through life never getting to see the parade? You know? What's it like walking around in a pothole all the time? I bet, Marshall, you never got in big trouble, did you?
No, I'll tell you what, we used to make a lot of jokes about him. We did, but he'd laugh. He'd think they were funny.
Okay. At least the guy would laugh about it. I mean, you know, I walk around and I can laugh about hitting my head and every damn thing that as I was growing, everything got shorter and shorter. You know, the staircase I could run down as a kid, boom, one day I clocked myself in the head, you know, because the ceiling got lower.
He was sitting on the curb one time, and his knees were way up in the air, and he looked like a little man sitting on the curb, but he when he went to get up off the curb, he wasn't that high. When I saw it, I looked at him. I really took notice of it. Really did.
Okay, let's read about his death. In 1964, Caifano was convicted of extorting $60,000 from oil man Ray Ryan, who testified against him. The conviction was upheld in 1966, and Caifano was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Caifano was sentenced to a further 12 years in prison in 1967 for defrauding a lumber dealer of $42,000. Do you know how much lumber $42,000 will get you today? 4 sheets of plywood. All right. When Caifano was released from prison in the 1970s, Ryan reportedly offered him $1 million in restitution. However, in 1977, Ryan was killed in a car bomb. No one was charged in the murder. In 1980, Caifano was sentenced to 20 years for fencing stolen stock certificates.
Westinghouse stock, the same stock he wanted me to go ahead and get a loan on.
A few years after Caifano was released from prison, he died of natural causes on September 6th, 2003.
That's about it. I ran into him in Fort Lauderdale. He just tipped his hat and walked by. He didn't say anything to me.
Oh, Bruce City. He would laugh, then he would kill you.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pipsqueaks, they had to be tough guys to survive. And that's true. I'll agree with that statement 100%. Because me being 6'5", let me tell you, I was always the biggest kid going through school, and I was always the one everybody wanted to fuck with. Okay, because the biggest guy, man. Maybe you do that when you get in prison. You're like, right? So anyway, Joe Collada. I used to cut a hair. I cut a guy's hair named Frank Lamont's. His hair. He was supposed to be gay, and he worked for Marshall. So it be possible. Yeah, maybe
there were stories. I read Johnny Rogers' prison jacket, and there were stories in there that said, this is by the BOP, that Johnny Rogers was Marshall's prison wife. I just could never see them together. I just couldn't.
Oh, really?
That's what it said.
Brett, LOL, Gay Lamonts. So what age did he immigrate to America? He was born July 19th, 1911, and he immigrated in the 20s. So I don't know, he's a teenager when he got to the States.
He came from Sicily.
Oh my gosh.
When he came over.
So it's a Cheshire cat. Cheshire. I'm even saying Cheshire wrong. You believe this? Thank you, Joe.
Cheshire.
Appreciate it.
I've been saying Cheshire cat for I don't know how long.
Cheshire. What'd you say?
Cheshire cat.
Cheshire?
Cheshire cat.
It's like Worcestershire. You know what I mean? Like I used to say Worcestershire.
I slaughter that all the time.
I watched this guy on YouTube, Smoking and Grilling with AB. He's this cool dude from Riverside, California. Makes all kinds of good stuff. Anyway, he calls it the W sauce. He doesn't even bother trying to say Worcestershire. Anyway, you ever know anybody had to buy more than one bottle of Worcestershire sauce in their life? I buy one of those bottles every 20 years.
They last a long time. You only put a few drops on it if you're going to use it on steak.
Okay, so I want to read this John Cass article because it made me smile. And then Red was like, "What a bunch of crap!" John O, did he ever talk about other mob guys he met in prison to you?
Never, except Paul Rica. He talked about Paul Rica and the gambling, and that's how his brother died. He had another brother, and we used to go out. I think it was out west, Merrimack. I think it was out on Merrimack. And we used to go out there, and he used to bring his mother. She was very old. She lived to be 100 years old, 102, 103. And we'd bring her out groceries and stuff like that. And he'd talk about his brother. And occasionally he'd talk about the Teddy Rose situation and what happened with that.
Okay, so
by the way, he never got me.
Anthony DiMartini, Street Stories. Go over, check out his channel. They pronounce my name Dupa. See, now you're talking my language. That's Polish for the behind, the bottom side. You know? Now he's talking my language. All right. Thanks. Jak się masz. All right.
Thank you much.
Don Chichio. The code in prison is if your pitcher doesn't count.
That's what they say.
If your pitcher doesn't, hey, hit the like button, guys. If you're just coming in here, smash it. I can't believe there's this many of you in here and there's only a couple of likes. We're talking about,
guys.
Yeah.
What
the hell? You want Frank to smash your thumbs? He'll come back and smash them.
From the grave.
So, what did Marshall say about Rika?
Basically that he met him in prison. I don't know. He was very powerful with the numbers racket. And also Tony Accardo was too. You know, he was from the Accardo era. He was about Accardo's age.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he knew all those guys. But Sam Giancana was very close to him. He was part of Sam Giancana's crew.
All right. So, Red, did Don Angelini take over in Vegas after Tony Spilatro, Donald Angelini?
I have no idea.
Because I've never even heard that name, guys. So,
Don Angelini, well, I've heard it before, but I don't know if he took over.
Bulls and Bears. Yeah, smash the like button. We're having fun today. And look in the description below. There's going to be an after party. You aren't going to believe what I'm going to wear to the after party. Marshall and Tony Spilatro have any contact or associations in crime? Marshall Caifano.
Not that I know of.
Tony replaced Marshall in Vegas, right?
Right.
Okay. So it was his replacement.
He got out of prison. Marshall got out of prison. Tony went to Vegas in 1971. And that was when Phil Aldericio passed away, but in prison, Marion. But Marshall never really mentioned him at all. He was with Joey Lombardo.
Bulls and Bears, Joey Aiuppa, thank you. Donald, the Wizard of Oz. Odds. Did take over.
Donnie Angelini, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
What was he? Was he a handicapper? Why did he have that name, Wizard of Odds?
Yes, he
Joe
was.
Joe Collada's getting on here saying y'all better hit that freaking like button. So hit it.
Joe,
Seriously.
tell him, guy.
It's coming from Joe, man. That's no joke. All right. Ask Red. Hey, Red, have we met? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I just read that. Oh, my gosh.
Joey.
You are so fucking retarded. There. Read that. I just put it in the comments. Read that, Joey Aiuppa. Can you guys read that? That's the new Cup. You are so fucking retarded. You are so fucking retarded. Oh my god.
No, it's got bookings for on the banner.
Dan Angelini ran Giannotti's on Cumberland. Was Giannotti's yeah. Okay. Brian Glade. Ha ha ha. All right, guys. Unlike many of his victims, Hitman dies a quiet death. This is by John Cass in the Chicago Tribune. The tiny old man had lived into his 90s. Even when he was alive, he was barely 5 foot tall. And when I saw him in his coffin, he looked tinier still. He was shriveled like a gnome, the size of a boy, but with wispy old man's hair and those folded, wrinkled hands. A silver crucifix was pinned to the satin of his coffin. Another larger crucifix on the wall looked down at the peaceful old guy who died naturally. And that's odd to think that Marshall Caifano would get to die a natural death, because in life, he was said to favor the shotgun and the car bomb as one of the most notorious hitmen in the history of the Chicago outfit. Quote, I figured you newspaper guys would show up, said a family member, a pleasant fellow at Montclair, Louisiana.
Montclair Funeral Home.
Montclair what?
Montclair Funeral Home.
Montclair Funeral Home. I think it's Louisiana Funeral, and this was it's on the northwest side on northwest side on Wednesday. We shook hands. There wasn't much to say. Caifano arrived in Chicago in the 1920s and eventually caught the eye of Paul Ricca, who was the real boss, letting other loudmouth buffoons get the snazzy nicknames and the publicity and the heat. The low-key Ricca was supremely intelligent. He needed top cops on the take, politicians and judges to make sure of things, and killers to make real sure of things. They're not the swaggering apes playing the tough guy along Rush Street on Friday night. They're small-boned. They walk like cats. Then and now, the little guys do what the FBI calls the heavy work. Caifano was a former boxer. Hold on a second.
He really did have a cauliflower ear.
This is getting too good. All right. Caifano was a former boxer, and he had a cauliflower ear. But it wasn't his fist that frightened people. His colleague, Vincent the Saint in Ciro, he was a shrimp too. If one stood on the other's shoulders, they might have been able to change a light bulb. This was a guy who was the original, one of the original Anthony Accardo confidants, said Jim Wagner, the former chief of the FBI's organized crime section. He was a close friend of Tony's, doing as much heavy work as Accardo or Sam Giancana or anybody. In the late 40s, he was sent out to LA around the time of Ben Bugsy Siegel. He was building around the time Bugsy was building Las Vegas into a gambling mecca. According to Gus Russo's book about the Chicago outfit, properly titled The Outfit, who would have thunked that title up?
It's a good book.
I haven't read it. I have to read it. Siegel was at his Beverly Hills home with Caifano's associate, Alan Smiley, when another man arrived. Siegel
They were inside talking to Siegel.
2 in the head and 2 in the chest. And one of them sent his left eyeball sailing 15 feet across the room. That's not written here. I'm just throwing that part in because it's true. 20 minutes later, Gus Greenbaum, the Chicago Outfit's chief bookie, arrived at Siegel's Flamingo Hotel and simply said, "We're taking over." Hollywood movies like The Godfather make it appear as if New York Corleones finished Siegel. But then Chicago has a Hollywood reach, and Hollywood never made a movie about Paul Ricca.
No.
In 1943, Caifano's friend, Nick Circella, faced an extortion trial. Circella's lover, Estelle Carey, the former Dice girl, according to the papers, was about to cooperate with the federal prosecutors. Her burned, battered, and ice-picked body was found at 512 West Addison. Caifano was a prime suspect, but the case was never solved, and he was the suspect in many other unsolved killings, including the 1950 slaying of former police lieutenant William Drury, in the 1952 strangulation of Russian Willie Strauss, and the 1973 shotgun killing of the disgraced police officer Richard Kane in Rose's Sandwich Shop on West Grand Avenue, which I drove past and got to see. That was neat when we were in Chicago. All right. In 1950, the outfit moved onto the black policy rackets, the street lottery. That was called the Bolito game, right? The Filipino lottery thing? Okay.
No,
they tried to.
It wasn't the Bolito game. It was, they had a policy on the south, in black people on the south side of Chicago, where they put in a number, they paid like a nickel for it or whatever, 10 cents. And if they got it, they hit the number, they won and they paid off. They really did.
Yeah, and then the politicians in Chicago took that racket from them and said, "Let's open the Illinois State Lottery, and we'll do the pick 3 and the pick 4 and the daily this and the Powerball that and the And the next thing, politicians are getting all that money instead of the gangsters." All right, back to that. So, the outfit moved in on the black policy rackets, the street lottery, and tried to kidnap policy king Teddy Rowe. But Rowe killed Caifano's brother during the botched kidnapping attempt. Rowe pled self-defense. A year later, he was blown apart by 2 men with shotguns. Caifano and Giancana were questioned but never charged. In 1964, though, Caifano was convicted of trying to extort $60,000 from an Indiana oilman, Ray Ryan, who testified against him. When Caifano was released from prison in the 70s, Ryan wanted to pay him $1 million so Caifano wouldn't be too angry with him. According to federal,
that's not accurate. He put the muscle on him. He said, "For $1 million, I'll let you live."
All right. According to a federal witness in another case, Caifano told street boss Joey Lombardo, quote, "Let's take the $1 million and kill him anyway." That's how mobsters think too, by the way. It's called greed. All right. So in 1977, Ryan's car was blown up with Ryan in it. No one was charged. One afternoon in 1981, mob banker Joe Testa made the mistake of turning the ignition key on his car. How the hell do you make a mistake of turning on your car? He made the mistake of turning his car. I turn my car on every day. He made the mistake, though, of turning it on that day. Like when Lefty got blown up. If that metal plate wouldn't have been under him, there would have been nothing left of Lefty. There'd been little pieces of Lefty everywhere.
If they used as much explosives as they did on Ray Ryan, that car was blown out of the parking lot. I mean, there was nothing left of it.
All right. Caifano had been pestering Testa for years, believing Testa owed him $2 million. Testa figured he didn't owe him. But he thought he owed him $2 million. He said, "I don't know you." How can one person think that you owe him $2 million and the other person think, "No, I don't owe you $2 million"? I mean, you either borrowed $2 million or you didn't borrow the $2 million, right? Because if you owe somebody, that means you took it from them, right? You gotta, they as we'll say in Chicago, they borrowed you the money, so you got to pay them back.
That was juice. That was juice.
The bomb under Testa's car didn't say who was right or who was wrong. It ended the debate. Authorities believed Caifano planned it from prison. So in 1980, Caifano was sentenced to 20 years for fencing stolen stock certificates. He was released in a few years. And after almost a century of blood and fear, there he was in a coffin, the image of a kindly, devout old man with the crucifixes hovering, placed there to protect them. I wonder if it'll protect him where he's going.
Uh,
And that's written by John Cass of the Chicago Tribune. So he died a natural death.
That was a children's coffin that he was buried in.
Serious?
Seriously, very seriously. That was
They
a
put him in
child
a
coffin.
children. Wow.
They didn't need a 7-foot coffin. They had one for a kid.
Hey, Misty Rob Cub, Chicago politicians versus gangster. You tell me who are the bigger criminals. I'll tell you who's the bigger criminals. Freaking politicians are, okay? Frank Collada used to sit in his place watching the news going, hey, sons of bitches, they make us look like we're angels. So there you have it. I'm 55 comments behind because I was reading while you guys were commenting, and now I have to speed read through the comments to catch up with you guys. The funeral home is down the street from where Nick Calabrese blasted John Ferracata, is what Anthony DiMartini says.
Everybody goes there. All the mob guys say, I'll go to that same funeral home.
All right,
They
Bulls
get
and
a
Bears.
deal.
No, we're going to talk about this. Bulls and Bears. I want you to go to the description of this video, click on the after party link, and go over and watch the after party. I'll tell you who killed Bugsy Siegel. And Lucky didn't give anybody's blessing for him to be killed. I'm going to tell you who killed him, but you got to go to the after party to find that out. And you know, I heard it from the guy. I'll show you the picture and everything of who killed Bugsy Siegel. Pew Pew Guru. It was a lottery. Yep, the lottery. Science. What these comments? I read a book where Chicago got the contract to quote whack my favorite word, Bugsy.
No.
I don't know where you got that from, Joey Upa. Sam Giancana took over the policy racket from a guy named Jones, I think.
Yes, correct.
So,
and they put him on a train and he left town. That was it.
Pew Pew Guru, I don't know what's the deal, man? You're just commenting weird stuff. Like he said, I'm a moron. Who said you're a moron? You're only half a moron. Bodies. What does that mean? Bodies. Can't satisfy any other questions. What did I miss? Because I'm not reading the comments, but if you put a question in there, I will. I'm here because I love. Well, so am I. Pew Pew Guru. My idol. I'm glad. I support you. Thank you. I support you. Elmer Fudd killed Bugsy Siegel. What do you think of that?
Maybe that's all, folks.
Johnny Russo's actually the one that sanctioned the hit. So if you
Here we go with Johnny Russo again.
By the way, guys, go to mobmento.com or go to frankcolada.com. And somebody I told you guys about the pizza boxes. The pizza boxes. And for those of you that can't afford the pizza boxes, go there in the next day or two. I'll have them up there. But we got Blu-rays in, so you can buy the Blu-ray. You don't have to buy the whole pizza box. You can still see the interview. It's a 90-minute interview. Frank talks about Larry Newman, a crazy psycho, for at least 20 minutes on this thing. It's an interesting interview. He talks about how he killed Jerry Listener. I ask him what's going to happen to him when he dies. I mean, it's a really good interview. Or you can get this gun, and this gun is it's a USB stick.
That
it's a
is
16 gig. Listen to this. I'm going to drop it on my desk. Listen, hear that? That's got some weight to it. This is a good 4 or 5 ounces. So.
But that's a flash drive where you can watch all the movie.
Yeah. It's got the Blood Brothers. It's got the first interview, which are on the channel, the Vault interview, which you can check out, and it has the Las Vegas Mobster movie on it as well. So those will be on the website. We finally got them engraved and everything, and they say Mob Tour on them. It's pretty cool. So, guys, back to your comments. Red, did you ever play gin with a mobster who cheated at cards?
No.
Okay.
I played gin with different mobsters, but not one that cheated. I played gin with Tony and I played gin.
Daryl Cleveland just tuned in. Why did Marshall kill the lady in Vegas, allegedly?
Well, you just read it. You just told him. It was a ticket from somebody new.
Yeah, we just read it. You have to back up the video a little bit and watch it. We just talked about it, evidently. I don't remember talking about it, but that's fine. I thought that Anthony Ramadi killed Bugsy.
Wrong.
You're wrong about that. Tune into the after party. Go down below and click the link, and you'll see the after party. We're going to talk about it. Southside, Red was Marshall, a good earner. We don't hear much about him.
Yes. He would steal, he would kill, he would do anything. Money was, he had a shop, he had a shirt shop where he used to order. He'd call up on the phone and say, yeah, give me 2 dozen of those, 2 dozen of these. And he'd go out. He always was a flashy dresser, very flashy dresser.
All right, I just put Pew Pew Guru in timeout for a few minutes, guy. You're putting too many comments in there that don't make sense. They all cheat. You're right, Dave Grimpy. They all cheat. Was Marshall shelved? Joey Ayupa wants to know, was he shelved? What the hell does that even mean? Shelved?
No, he wasn't shelved. He was not shelved. Because of the position, they made him Joey Lombardo's counselor. He would go to him for advice and whatever. He put him with the Grand Avenue crew.
All right, Tim DeMarcy. Mo Dalitz had Bugsy killed for beating up Virginia Hill. No, that's not who killed or had him killed. I'm going to tell you go to the after party. Adam, do you like butterscotch hard candies? Well, that's a question only on Thursday nights.
Really?
Yeah, just on Thursday nights.
Okay.
The other night.
Tomorrow.
The other night.
Don't get a taste tonight.
Let me tell you something. The other nights I like Trinidad's, and on Saturdays I like maple creams. You ever have a Trinidad, Red?
No.
You've never had a Trinidad?
No.
The little white chocolate from Fannie Mae. It's got the white chocolate with the coconut in it, and then the
yes, I have. Yes, I didn't know it was called a Trinidad, but I had everything from Andy's Candies. I used to get everything from
Fannie Mae. It's Fannie Mae's the only ones that make in the whole world. I can't get them. Some of you guys want to do something for me? Buy me a box of Trinidad's and send them out here. I can't eat them right now.
Daryl's right.
Fannie Mae. All right, Daryl, do you know if Sam Giancana tried to make Teddy Rowe a partner before killing Lenny Marshall?
He did make him. He did make him a partner.
Okay. So there, I hope Frankie Carbo killed Bugsy. JJ, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you guys who did in the after party. But hey,
guys.
Hey, Red. This has been a freaking awesome day today. You guys have had a lot of fun. I've had fun. I know everybody's had fun. It's been fun. And let me remove this picture right here of Marshall. I grabbed a couple other pictures. You guys want to see what he looked like before he died? Old man. There he is. It's not that great of a picture. It's kind of grainy, but you know, I wish they put why don't they have the little height thing behind him? You know, the little lines like they have in the mug shots. It shows how high the guy is, how tall he is.
He moved over. He moved over.
Okay. Well, anyway, he was a short guy. I'm telling you, the guy next to him's not as tall as me. He's a little guy. Anyway, did they call him the little guy before they called Tony Spilotro the little guy?
No, they call him Johnny Marshall. He had his name legally changed in Las Vegas to Johnny Marshall.
Wow. What is this? What wasn't he tall enough for? Put on the shelf means taken out of earning capable position. Jim Magnifici. I can't. I forget it. A punishment for screwing up. Marshall hung around Bella Luna restaurant on Grand Avenue. And Arthur, you're right. Everybody hit that like button. Is this mob vlog or candy review? William Kirchmayer, it's what you make of it. You know what I mean? So if you're hanging around, it is what it is. So as long as we're having fun, who cares? Buffering, anyone else having this issue? Guys, I'm not seeing any problems with the broadcast, so it may be on your end. Marshall definitely had the Italian canopy nose. Has that Italian canopy nose? Yeah, looking at his nose, he does. Yeah, he sure does. Oh, he wasn't tall enough for the mugshot height. Oh my God, that's hilarious. The numbers didn't go that low. Okay, see you in the after show. See you guys in the after show. We'll see you then. Thanks again, Red, for spending your afternoon with us here on Mob Vlog, and thank you guys for being here. Did you like the music in the background this time?
I do. I like it.
That's that new feature. That's a little new feature.
I gotta
they have
learn how
in here. I'm teaching you. I'm showing you. It's all good. Oh my God. Michael Graham said I have it on good.
No, he did not commit suicide. Adam, you're frozen. You're frozen in time. Anybody, if you're coming over to my channel and joining us for the after show, we should be there in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Adam's frozen in time. We'll see you at the after party. Hit that like button before you leave, though. Hit that like button, everybody. Give us a break here. Well, Adam went out. Good night, folks. We'll see you over at the party. Right in about 10 minutes.